The January wind whipped across Mirror Bay, my Minnesota suburb, where the icy waters of the bay lapped at my private dock, home to my prized speedboat, Wave Chaser. I was checking its winter cover when Karen Pierce, the HOA president, sauntered up, her fur-lined coat flapping, and declared, "This boat's mine now, Jamal. It's on HOA waters." She'd forged a repossession notice, claiming my boat, moored on my deeded dock, was abandoned property she could seize for her personal use. Her plan? Steal Wave Chaser to flaunt it at her exclusive boat parties. Karen, a wealthy divorcee known for bullying neighbors, had no idea who she'd targeted. What she didn't know was that I, Jamal, a retired FBI agent, cybersecurity consultant, and owner of Mirror Bay's private waterfront, wasn't letting her touch my boat. My dock was on my land, my ownership documented, and my security system had caught her tampering with Wave Chaser's lock. When she called her cronies to haul it away, I triggered a police investigation, exposing her theft attempt and unraveling her HOA's corruption. I stood on my dock, phone filming as Karen's smug grin faded, neighbors gathering, eyes wide. This wasn't just a greedy grab. It was Karen's boldest crime, blind to my authority and the law. My FBI instincts kicked in, a smirk forming. She thought she could steal my boat? I was about to turn her notice into a viral takedown, with my allies and community ready to sink her HOA. Mirror Bay would rally, and Karen's boat heist would land her in handcuffs. What unfolded wasn't just me saving Wave Chaser. It was a masterclass in justice, community resolve, and investigative precision that left Karen's HOA shattered, her crime exposed, and my boat untouchable. My evidence wasn't just footage, it was her downfall, and the police were closing in fast. Mirror Bay was a spirited Minnesota suburb, its snowy docks, cozy bistros, and my Bay Brew Cafe, a rebellion against HOA tyranny. My waterfront lodge, a sleek timber retreat on a private 12-acre lot by Mirror Bay, stood outside the HOA's gated enclave, free from their rules. My dock, where Wave Chaser, a 25-foot speedboat, rested, was deeded to me, and my ownership of the bay's private shoreline, documented in county records, ensured no one could claim my waters. I'm Jamal, a retired FBI agent, cybersecurity consultant, Bay Brew owner, and waterfront advocate who'd exposed fraudsters before. My lodge, with its glass walls and high-tech security, was my base where I monitored the bay's safety. My ownership, backed by airtight deeds and a state-of-the-art camera system, was my trump card, driven by a mission to keep Mirror Bay pristine. My decision to launch a police investigation was a calculated strike to dismantle Karen's schemes. Karen Pierce, late 40s, was a cunning HOA president, her diamond earrings a facade for her avarice. She fabricated a repossession notice to steal my boat, hiring two accomplices, later identified as Vince Holt and Tina Cole, local yacht brokers, to help her seize Wave Chaser, claiming it was unclaimed. Her theft was a brazen bid to boost her social status, backed by a loyal HOA clique. Key allies included my cousin, Maya, a county detective, my friend Ethan, a marine engineer, Linda, a councilwoman, and Aisha, a community organizer. Neighbors like Mabel, who'd seen Karen near my dock, and the Mirror Bay Forum, our online hub, would fuel the fight. Sheriff Carla Ruiz and my lawyer, Samir, were on standby. The county property office, where I'd filed my deeds, was my fortress. The setting was my dock, a January morning in 2025, with ice cracking on the bay. Karen's accomplices taped her notice to Wave Chaser's helm, her HOA repossession order claiming my boat. My cameras, hidden in the lodge and dock lights, caught her tampering with the boat's lock. Karen, by her SUV, called her brokers to tow it, unaware of my ownership. My waterfront, private land, was untouchable, and her stunt was a felony. This wasn't just about my boat, it was Karen's assault on Mirror Bay's spirit. As I filmed, this fight would spark a waterfront revolution. Karen's notice was a gut punch. "Hand over the boat, Jamal," she sneered, filming me as her accomplices smirked. I stayed calm, handing her a county deed showing my dock's private status. "This is my waterfront, Karen," I said, filming. Her eyes narrowed. She hadn't expected pushback. I called Sheriff Ruiz, who said, "Boat theft? We're investigating." Maya texted my footage. Karen's nailed. Ethan sent my property records. Sent, "You own the bay." I confronted Karen, phone rolling. "Your notice is forged, and my cameras caught you tampering." She waived her order, claiming Wave Chaser was abandoned. I live-streamed, "HOA's trying to steal my boat. I own the waterfront." Hashtags #HOA steals Jamal and #Save Jamal's boat trended, hitting 9 million views. Aisha streamed from Bay Brew, showing my deeds. "Mirror Bay stands with Jamal," she said, hitting 10 million views. Linda handed out flyers about property laws, explaining, "Jamal's dock is private. Karen's a thief." The forum surged with posts exposing Karen scams, finding docks, banning kayaks. #HOA steals Jamal went global with a tweet. "HOA Karen tries to steal boat. Doesn't know owner controls the bay." #boat takedown. Karen rallied her accomplices, shouting, "Tow it now." But neighbors swarmed, chanting Jamal's boat. Mabel filmed Holt and Cole, catching their lock-picking tools. I share my camera feed. Karen stealing Wave Chaser. The clip hit 120 million views. Maya arrived, saying she tried to bribe my precinct. "We're testifying." Her detective clout shook Karen's crew. Ruiz and Maya's police team rolled up, lights flashing. "Drop the tools." Ruiz ordered Holt and Cole, who froze. Karen screamed, "Seize the boat!" But Ruiz held up Mabel's footage. "You're committing theft," she said. I live-streamed. "Karen's theft is busted. I own the bay." The stream hit 200 million views, with news vans arriving. Comments flooded. "Jamal's a boss." "Karen's done." Linda arrived with a county property clerk, announcing Karen's notice is a felony. The crowd chanted "Boat free" as Karen's accomplices fled. The forum planned a Bay Strong rally at Bay Brew, with music and property law talks. Karen tried one last lie, claiming the HOA owns the bay, but Ruiz showed my deeds mine. The stage was set, not just to save my boat, but to crush her HOA and rally Mirror Bay. Her notice was trash, and my waterfront was secure. My dock was a fortress of justice. Karen stood by her SUV, trembling, as Ruiz questioned Holt and Cole. The livestream hit 300 million views, with #HOA steals Jamal and #Save Jamal's boat trending globally. Neighbors packed my waterfront, waving signs, "Jamal's Bay. No HOA theft." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it an FBI agent stand against HOA crime. The bay gleamed, and I was ready to sink Karen's empire. Aisha addressed the crowd, voice clear. "Jamal's boat is legal on his private waterfront. Karen's theft is a felony, caught on camera." She showed my deeds and footage, proving her guilt. Neighbors gasped, sharing the clips online. Linda handed out flyers, saying, "Jamal and Ethan fight for us." Karen's trespassing. The forum surged. Karen sunk. "Jamal's a hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA Karen tries to steal boat, gets crushed by bay owner." #HOA steals Jamal. Karen tried to spin it, shouting, "Jamal's boat's unclaimed." But Ruiz held up Holt's texts. Karen ordered the theft. "You're committing grand theft," she said. Karen's face fell. She hadn't known my ownership. National boating groups joined X, posting, "Karen's theft threatens Mirror Bay. Support Jamal." The Change.org petition, "Save Jamal's Boat," hit 12 million signatures with comments like, "Jamal's a legend," and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Jamal's boat is our pride, and his FBI skills protect us. Karen's crime threatens Mirror Bay." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $400,000 and ban property seizures. The crowd roared, chanting "Bay free." The HOA, financially ruined, leaked emails disavowing Karen. She acted alone. Neighbors blocked her SUV, demanding justice, as Ethan filmed. I grabbed the megaphone, heart racing. Karen thought she could steal my boat, but I own Mirror Bay, and my deeds say no. I revealed my waterfront ownership, voiding her boat party permits, and proposed a Bay Strong rally at Bay Brew, with boat tours, music, and a fundraiser for bay preservation. The crowd cheered, volunteering to testify. I shared online. Karen's theft failed. Join us to save the bay. The live stream hit 500 million views, with hashtag BayStrong trending. Comments flooded. Jamal's unstoppable. Karen sunk. Karen made a last stand, yelling at Ruiz, "The HOA's above you." But Maya revealed task force evidence. Karen's calls to halt. "You're charged with grand theft, trespass, and conspiracy," Ruiz said, cuffing her. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the cruiser. Aisha's stream hit 700 million views, with comments like, "Bye Karen." Bay wins. News ran headlines. FBI agents waterfront ownership stops HOA Karen's boat theft. Ethan organized kids to paint bay-free signs, while Linda tied it to her council work, saying, "Jamal and Aisha guard our waters." Ruiz secured my dock, and neighbors guarded Wave Chaser, turning chaos into unity. Linda promised county funding for a Jamal's Bay sign, marking my waterfront status. The stage was set for a victory that would save my boat, end Karen's reign, and show Mirror Bay's power. Karen was cuffed, but what happened next would shock everyone. My dock pulsed with triumph as Karen, Holt, and Cole were cuffed, their notice confiscated. The livestream hit 800 million views, with hashtag HOA steals Jamal and hashtag Save Jamal's Boat trending worldwide. Neighbors filled my waterfront, guarding Wave Chaser as news crews filmed. I held the megaphone, my roles as FBI agent, consultant, and Bay owner a beacon, my deeds our weapon, ready to bury Karen's scam. Ruiz addressed the crowd, voice commanding. Karen Pierce and her accomplices face charges of grand theft, trespass, and conspiracy, with up to 7 years. The crowd roared, waving Bay-free signs. Ruiz added, "Jamal's waterfront is private, and his cameras sealed their fate." Neighbors cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. "Karen's done. Jamal's our king." Linda took the stage, resolute. "Jamal's boat is our heart, and his FBI skills are our might." Karen's theft was an attack on us all. She announced the council's vote, a $400,000 HOA fine, a ban on property seizures, and funding for Bay Strong. The crowd chanted "Bay Free" as kids handed me painted waves, symbols of our win. Ethan showed my deeds, proving my authority. Jamal's Bay crushed Karen, like my engineering crushed her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Jamal's Bay sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my waterfront status. "This bay's ours, not Karen's," I said, sharing it online, a speedboat under a shield. The forum erupted. "Perfect. Jamal's legacy." Ruiz confirmed the evidence. Cameras, deeds, Holt's texts, was airtight. Karen and her crew pleaded guilty, facing jail and a town ban. My digital dossier, videos, deeds, task force logs, was handed to the press, ensuring convictions. News ran it live. FBI agents waterfront ownership stops HOA Karen's boat theft. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Bay Strong took shape. I gave the mic to Maya, who shone. "This is our bay," she said, badge gleaming. "Thank you, Jamal." Neighbors hugged her, patrolling my dock in solidarity. Aisha launched the sign contest, with entries flooding the forum. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Mirror Bay's triumph, proof our waters could outshine greed. As dusk fell, the bay sparkled, my boat secure. Karen's conviction was Mirror Bay's victory. News ran headlines like FBI agent saves boat from HOA theft and Jamal and Aisha triumph. The livestream hit 3 billion views, with hashtag BayStrong trending for weeks. Fan art of Wave Chaser as a Bay Guardian flooded the forum. Boating groups invited me to speak, but I stayed humble, saying, "This is about our bay." BayStrong was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, boaters, cruising the bay, dancing, and unveiling the Jamal's Bay sign. Bay Brew catered, and Ethan shared marine data, tying my waterfront to Mirror Bay's ecosystem. The event raised $800,000 for preservation, and Minnesota declared the bay a protected waterway. The forum buzzed with photos. The bay lives. No more Karens. The HOA collapsed. Linda's law fined it $400,000 and dissolved its board, with new rules mandating county oversight. Karen, Holt, and Cole got 7 years each, banned from Mirror Bay, and vanished. Karen to a city penthouse, sued by her brokers. Don't steal like Karen became a local saying, painted on docks. My waterfront became a destination, with boaters visiting Jamal's Bay. Bay Brew and my cafe sales soared, hosting Bay nights with music and eco-talks. Tourists flocked, boosting revenue. Neighbors gifted me carvings, waves, shields, saying Aisha, and I inspired them. Ethan's research showed the Bay thriving, celebrated at waterfront feasts. My digital dossier shaped waterfront laws, protecting Minnesota's shores. Aisha led dock tours. Ethan mentored kids with eco-kits. Maya planned a Bay Freedom Fest with music, boat races, and police demos. Jamal and Aisha saved our bay. A post read. I hired teens to monitor my cameras, giving them purpose. The forum glowed with pride. At the fest, under a Bay Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Jamal, Aisha, and Mirror Bay, where freedom sails free. Fireworks lit the waters, kids danced, and wave chaser gleamed. Karen's theft was a ripple, but we built a legacy. Bay Brew, my waterfront, and our community were our stronghold, proof no bully could sail over our spirit. As stars reflected, I knew Mirror Bay would always stand bold, clear, and free.